Hi, good morning, everyone, and I welcome all the listeners to the next session on Python. From the last two sessions, we have started discussing about these data types in Python, and we have already covered that there are 5 types of data types: numeric, dictionary, Boolean, set, sequence type. So in the last before session, we have covered this numeric type. We have covered how an integer data type can be declared, and how a float and how a complex can be declared and can be used in the programming. And in the last session, we have started with the sequence type. And under the sequence type, we have covered the strings data type in the last session. And we have seen that in Python, we can define strings either in single quotes, double quotes, or triple quotes. And at the same time, there is no, if you observe the entire data types of the Python, there is no character data type in the Python. So string itself represent a character, string itself represent character when the length of the string is 1. That's what we have seen in the previous session. And also we have seen about how the individual characters of a string is stored in the memory location and how we can access them. For example, if there is a string called CSC, right, in the memory location, 3 blocks of memory will be allocated for this particular string. In the first block, C will be stored, and in the second block, S will be stored, and in the third block, E will be stored. For example, we have given A equal to CSC. So the memory location will be A, and the index value will be 0, 1, 2, or it will be -1, -2, or -3. That is, if you want to access the first element or first character of the string, you can call A of 0 or A of -3. If you want to access the last element of the given string, you can access it with A of 2 or A of -1. So here the individual characters of a given string can be accessed either with the positive index or with the negative index, where the positive index will start from 0 and ends at n-1, but the negative index starts with -1 to -n, where -1 represents the last character of the given string, right? So this is what we have seen in the previous session. And at the same time, we have started the introduction regarding this list also, right? List is similar to an array, right? List is similar to an array, but in array, we have only the elements which belongs to the same data type. Where array is a collection of multiple number of elements, here the list is also a collection of multiple number of elements. But in array, we have only the elements which belongs to the same data type. But in a list, we can have the elements which belongs to multiple number of data types, right? So this is what we have discussed in the previous session. And in today's session, we are going to see some examples on list, right? We are going to see some examples on list, and then we are going to start the tuples. And in case if still there is time, we can cover the examples on tuples also, right? So the people who had missed the previous session, I request you please watch the previous session, which was kept in our college YouTube channel, so that you will be able to understand the next concepts in this data types, right? List. So lists are just like arrays. We have completed this one, right? Just like arrays declared in order in other language, which is an ordered collection. So list is an ordered collection of data. It is very flexible, as the items of the list do not need not to be of same type. So there is no condition that all the items of the list must belong to the same data type. So we can have the elements from different data types under a list, right? So in Python, let us see in Python how we can create list and how we can access the elements of the list. So list in Python can be created just by placing the sequence inside the square brackets. So if you want to create a list, right? If you want to create a list in Python, just place the sequence of elements. Those elements can belongs to any data type inside the square brackets. For example, in yesterday's class or in last two classes, we have defined something called as a equal to 10. So depending upon the RHS value, here the RHS value is 10. That's why the data type of the A will be integer type, right? So at the same time, if we have, right, if we have braces on the RHS side, if we have some braces on the RHS side, then it is called a list. Then it is called a list. So the thing which was represented on your computer screen, that is A equal to open braces and closed braces, it is called as empty list, right? So what we have to do if we want to place some list with single value or multiple values, see here, A equal to, for example, A equal to, so what we have to do in order to create a list, just placing the sequence inside the square brackets. So if I want to keep a single element in a list, I can keep it like this, A equal to CSC, and I need to keep this one inside the square brackets, right? If I don't maintain the square brackets, then CSC will be a string. I want the CSC will be a one of the item inside the list. So if I want to make it as one of the item inside the list, so here the list will be defined with a pair of square braces. So I have to represent this one within the square braces. So it is an empty list. It is a list with a single item. And at the same time, if I want to create a list with multiple number of items, I can simply create it with something called as inside the square brackets CSC, right? And then AI, right? And then next one, ML. Maintain each and every element inside a double quotes, right? ML, and then DS. Now, it is a list which is having 4 elements, where the names of the 4 elements are CSC, AI, ML, and DS. Right? It is an empty list which contains no elements. It is a list with single item. If you want to represent a list with multiple number of items, then we can represent it with A equal to something called as CSC, AI, ML, DS. So it is a list with 4 elements, right? And let us see how this list will be declared in the program, right? Let us work with some program regarding this list, and we can later move on to the next points under the concept of list. So for doing programming, I am going to consider the online Python compiler. Right? See here. So A equal to, right? A equal to, I am maintaining an empty braces. Right? I am maintaining here an empty open and closed braces. And then B equal to, right? B equal to something called as CSC, as we discussed earlier. So a list with single item, and then C equal to, I am maintaining something called as CSC, comma AI, comma ML, comma DS, right? And what I want to going to do is I want to print all the list on the output screen. So I am printing the list A, and then I am printing the list B, and I am printing the list C. Right? I am printing the list A, list B, and list C. So now let us see what will be the output of this code. So if I print the list ABC, so the print statement of A is going to print an empty list, right? And the print statement of B is going to print a list with a single item. And the print statement of C is going to print 4 items in a list, right? So at the same time, Let us see what is going to be happen if we use something called as single quotes inside the list, where we are defining multiple values, right? So there is no error, right? So which means we can define a single element, or we can define a multiple elements inside a list with single quotes or double quotes, or even we can use triple quotes. Now let us check what will happen if we don't use, right? What will happen if we don't use either single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes inside the list? So here we are getting some error, right? We are getting some error because yesterday we have already studied that if you want to define a list, or sorry, if you want to define a string, either we have to maintain a single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes. If you want to write a string, we need to maintain any of the one of the quotes which is going to represent a string. For example, here instead of string, I have taken a value of 10. As we studied earlier, a list is a, right, a list is a collection of elements which need not to be of same data type. So here I am going to take values such as 1. So in the third list, that is C, I am going to take 4 elements. The names of the 4 elements are 2 strings, 1 floating point value, and 1 integer value, right? So here CSC and AI are the strings, 10.5 is the floating point value, and 10 is the integer value. You can observe here, we have stored multiple elements in list C, where the multiple elements are not of same data type, where CSC is of string, AI is of string, 10.50 is of floating point data type, and then 10 is of integer, where all these elements which do not belong to a same data type are stored under a single name, that is C. So that is the benefit of list in Python programming language, where in the case of a array, in the case of an array, in array, we are able to store only the elements of which belongs to the same data type. We are not allowed to store the elements which belong to a different data type in case of arrays, right? I think everyone is clear. Now, now let us see how the things can be accessed individually. See here, if I represent C equal to CSC, AI 10.50 and 10. So as we discussed in the previous session, a memory location will be created under the name of C, where the memory location is going to be divided into 4 parts, because we have 4 elements here. So the memory location is going to be divided into 4 parts. In the first part of the memory location, it is going to store CSC. In the second part of memory location, it is going to store AI. And in the third part of memory location, it is going to store 10.50. And in the fourth part of memory location, it is going to store the value of 10. So we have declared C equal to 4 elements. So 4 spaces have been created inside the memory location, and the index values will be similar to that of strings. In strings, in the yesterday session, if we have declared CSC, which was stored in 0 index, first index, and second index, where the negative index will start from -1, -2, and -3. So if we want to access C, we can access it either by 0 index or -3 index. If you want to access S, we can access it with +1 and -2 indices. And at the same time, if you want to access E, we can access it by +2 and -1. Similar to this one, right? Similar to this one, in case of list also, right? In case of list also, the elements will be stored with the indices which start from 0 to n minus 1. Here there are 4 elements, so the n minus 1 value will be 3. So the given 4 elements will be stored at C of 0, C of 1, C of 2, and C of 3. And at the same time, there exists some negative index also, where the negative index will start from the last element of the list, where the negative index will be negative 1 for the last element, negative 2 for the last but one, and then minus 3 for the second one, and minus 4 for the first one. So if you want to print CSC on the output screen, you can print it by using C of 0, where the entire list name is C. We can access it with C of 0 or C of minus 4. And if you want to print AI on the output screen, you can print it by C of 1 or C of minus 3. And if you want to print 10.50 on the output screen, you can print it with C of 2 or C of negative 2. And at the same time, if you want to print 10 on the output screen, you can print it with C of 3 or C of negative 1. So this is how we can access the elements or the individual elements of a given list. See here, for B, there exists only one element. For such type of things, that single memory location will be allocated under the name of B, and under the single memory location, it is going to store CSC, where the index value will be 0. So if you print B, CSC will be printed. If you print B of 0, then also CSC will be printed on the output screen, right? So let us verify, just a second. So let us verify how we can print the individual elements of a given list. For example, I have written one more statement, print of. So I want to print just AI on the output screen. If I want to print AI on the output screen, so the positive index will be 1 and the negative index will be minus 3. So I can have any one index. I can go for the positive index or I can go for the negative index. So C of, if I want to print it with the positive index, I can simply give print C of 1. And if I run the code, you can see here, this particular statement has printed AI on the output screen, right? So let us see what will happen if I use negative 3. If I use minus 3, and if I run the code, the same AI is going to be printed, because negative 3 is also an index for this second element of the given list C, right? So now let us see. Initially, I have created a list, right? Initially, I have created a list with 4 elements, but unfortunately, in the middle of the program, I want to add one more element to the given list, which was already existed. So what will happen in case if I want to give one more element to the list? For example, if I have given like this, for example, I have given ECE, right? If I have given ECE, let us assume I have given this ECE before printing this one. So now let us see what will happen. So see here, there exists an error at line number 8, right? Line number 8. So here, initially we have given C equal to 4 elements, but that statement was updated here. The 4 elements are updated with ECE, but at line number 8, I am trying to access the element which was at index C of minus 3. So first, for the line number 3, this will be created. Whenever the line number 6 was executed, this will be updated with, right? This will be updated with something called as ECE, where the list is C and the index will be 0. So there exists only 0 index, but at line number 8, I am trying to access C of minus 3. It will not be possible. See, what I have to do here is, if I write C equal to ECE, it is going to erase all this content and in place of this content, it is going to add this content, right? So what I am going to do here is C of, right? C of, see here, it is 0, 1, 2, and 3. I want to add one more element at index number 4. So C of 4 equal to ECE, and then I am going to access and I am going to print the list C. So now let us see what will happen. See here, again, we are going to get an error. So list assignment index out of range. The meaning of this statement is that whenever the compiler has executed the statement, as we discussed earlier, 4 spaces will be created. CSE, AI, 10.50 and 10. We are not allowed to add one more element at the end. We can change the values inside these indices. We can change the value at index number 1. We can change the value at index number 3, or we can change the value at index number -1, or we can change the value at index number -3 or -4. But we are not allowed to add one more element in the middle of the program once the list is created, right? So we cannot do this one. Now let us see C of 2 equal to ECE. So now we are going to get CSE, AI, ECE and 10, right? CSE, AI, ECE and 10, because we have changed C of 2, that is we have changed this 10.50 with ECE. Okay, so this is how we can access the elements of a list, right? And then, and one more thing. So let us try the type function. So let us try the type function here. Yesterday and the day before yesterday also we have used this type function. For example, if I use the type function, for example, type of A and then type of B and then type of C, sorry, print type of C. Now let us see what will be printed on the output screen. So if I have checked the data type of ABC, it has printed list. So the data type of A and the data type of B and the data type of C will be list, because on the RHS side we have given a pair of square brackets, right? Next one. Right, and one more thing, this is how we can access the elements of the list. And one more thing, see here, if I want to create, see here, in the first line we have created an empty list. In the second line we have created a list with a single element, and in the third line we have created a list with 4 elements. Now what I am going to do is, I'm going to create a list which is having the elements which are nested in another list. That is, we are going to create a multi-dimension list. So how we can create a multi-dimension list? In the sense, if we write a pair of braces, it is a list. And if we write another pair of braces inside another pair of braces, that is, we are going to nesting one list into another, then it is said to be a multi-dimension list. So how we can define the elements inside a multi-dimension list? For example, I have given something called as a CSE here, and inside the list I have given AIML, comma DS. Now you can see it is called as multi-dimension list, right? So see here what will happen if you run this code, and I am going to print the value, not B. Let us consider it is as D, and I am going to print the list D also. If I run the program, so it has printed AIML, DS and CSC. Now my question is, if I print D, the entire list is going to be printed on the output screen. Now, how the elements inside the multi-dimension list will be stored is my question. For example, let us print D of 0. If I print D of 0, see here, if I print D of 0, it is going to print AIML and DS on the output screen. You can see here, if I print D of 0, it is going to print AIML and DS. And if I print D of 1, see here, if I print, just a second, if I print D of 1, it is going to print CSC on the output screen. See here, the output of this line number 14 will be AIDS, and the output of line number 15 will be CSC. So let us check how the elements inside a multi-dimension list will be stored in the memory location. Till now, we have seen how these elements are stored in the memory location, right? We have seen that a single dimension list will be stored with the index 0 to n-1, right? Similarly, in a multi-dimension list, the elements are stored in such a way that, say here, it is row number 0, row number 1, column number 0, column number 1. See here, if you access this row 0, all these elements will going to be printed. And if we access column number 0, all these elements are going to be printed on the output screen. Now, how this CSC, how this D will be stored in the sense, in row 0, AIML and DS are going to be stored, right? In row 0, AIML and DS are going to be stored. Unfortunately, we don't have, right? Unfortunately, just a second, we don't have second column, right? Second column for the second row. So here CSC will be stored, right? CSC will be stored. So if you want to print AIML individually on the output screen, then you have to provide D of 0, 0. If you want to, for example, if I want to print AIML on the output screen, I need to provide 0 row, 0 column. If I want to print DS on the output screen, I need to provide 0 row, first column. If I want to print CSC on the output screen, that CSC do not belong to a 0 column or first column. It just belongs to the first row. So if you want to print CSC on the output screen, you can simply call D of 1. So let us check this one. Let us check this one. See here, I want to print only AIML on the output screen. I can simply give print D, right? Print D of, it was situated in D of 0. And if I print, if you observe this one, if you print D of 0, it is going to print AIML and DS, both are on the output screen. But here I want to print only AIML on the output screen. In such cases, provide one more 0. Right? If you execute this one, only AIML will be printed on the output screen. You can see here, you can see the output of this particular line. And similarly, if I want to print DS on the output screen, simply I can give print D of 0 and 1. Print D of 0 and 1. Now, DS will be printed on the output screen. Now, let us see what happens if I have multiple elements such as civil here, right? I have civil, and at the same time, I have represented it with another list, right? And CSE, triple E, comma, MEC. Now, if I print, see here, if I print D, all the 6 elements will be printed on the output screen. See here, if I print D, all the 6 elements are printed on the output screen. Now, what I have to do in order to print triply on the output screen in the sense, so let us check how these elements will be stored, and then we can discuss it with how we can print the individual elements of a multi-dimensional list. So 0 row, right? 0 row, first row, second row, 0 column, first column, right? 0 column, first column, and second column. See here, AIML will be stored here. In the 0 row, first column, DS will be stored, and then civil will be stored. Here, CSC will be stored, right? Triple E will be stored here, and MEC will be stored here, right? And there is no this one. The second column. We have one more list inside the list, means then we have this, and then we will have the second column, right? So see here, what I have to do if I want to print triply on the output screen. If I want to print triply on the output screen, I need to access the first row, that is a row index 1 and column index 1. So see here, if I want to print triply, print D of 1, 1. Now let us see what it is going to be printed on the output screen. So it has printed triply on the output screen, right? And then if I want to print mechanical on the output screen, I can simply give print D of, it is under row number 1 and column number 2. So if I print D of 1, 2, it is going to print ME on the output screen, that is mechanical on the output screen, right? This is how we can access it with the positive indices. Now, similar to the previous one, let us check whether these are also having the negative index or not. So last element will start at -1, last before element will start at -2, and first element will be -1. Similarly, here it is -1 and it is -2. Instead of using positive indices, let us try our program by using the negative index. So let us see, I want to print, right? I want to print CSC on the output screen. See here, CSC was located at, right? CSC was located at -1 row, -3 column. So let us check whether we can print the things with negative index or not. So it is at -1 row and -3 column. So if I write this statement, if I run the program, it has printed CSC on the output screen. So similar to the strings, similar to the single dimension list, multi-dimension list are also having the negative indices. So we can access them either with positive index or with negative index, depending upon our need, right? So this is all about, right? This is all about the list data type, right? See here, our next thing will be tuple, right? Just like list, tuple is also an ordered collection of Python objects. The only difference between the type and list is that tuples are immutable, right? That is, tuples cannot be modified after it is created, right? It is represented by a tuple class. So if you say this program, right? If you say this program, initially we have given C equal to CSE AI 10.50 and 10. So at index number 2, we have 10.50, but after that, I have changed the value 10.50 to ECE at line number 7. So in list, once it was created, we are unable to add the new elements to the list, but then we can change the existing values with another values. But the tuple is a quite different. In tuple, we are unable to change, we cannot change the value, right? So let us see what is a tuple and how we can create tuples and how we can access the elements of a tuple, right? And then we can cover the remaining topics, Boolean set and dictionary, right, in the next classes, right? So till now in today's session, we have started the things with list. We have seen how a list can be created in Python, how the elements of a list are stored in the memory location, how we can access the individual elements of a list, right? How the negative indices will be given to the list, and then what is a multi-dimension list, how we can create it, how the multi-dimension list elements are stored in the memory, and how we can access the multi-dimension individual list of elements, right? So in the next session, we are going to see about what is a tuple and how the elements can be stored inside the tuple, and how are we able to change, can we able to change the values of a tuple, and how we can access the elements of a tuple, followed by Boolean data type, dictionary data type, etc. Right? And thank you everyone for being here. And if you have any doubts, please put a comments in the comment box of this video.